Hey guys, this is the Lord of the Craft Report. My name is Zildude, and joining me today is Sky. Say hello to everyone, Sky.
Hi all. Yes indeed, I've been let out of my box to bring you this week's headlines.
The media team goes through a great overhaul this week, making its new organizational structure ready for work.
The admins have started up the engine again, with some activity visible from their part.
And an interview from the antagonists, which have been terrorizing Malinor for weeks.
This week, a flurry of craftables have hit this metaphorical arsenal of custom plugins in LOTC in patch 3.51, or as we all know it, new recipes. For the horse lovers, there are recipes for crafting leads that doesn't involve slime balls, as well as the opportunity to craft saddles and horse armor. Maps can be made without a compass, and a book can be written in by using coal or chalk instead of the traditional ink and quill. And lastly, a diamond is able to be ground down into caraburium dust that can be used for creating fireworks without gunpowder.
The admins kicked off this week with the unfortunate stepping down of Mouse. Some terrible timing as the community is already asking for more admins, though it does mean a position has opened. And of course, we will miss him dearly.
However, that position was filled by Ritzy, stepping up as the new lore admin. We wish him good luck in his endeavors.
GM applications will be revealed very soon with some new positions waiting to be filled and plenty of applicants to choose from.
And as we declare every week on this show, the huge thing being planned is just around the corner. Currently, it's in its final stages before release. We can all marvel at how huge it really is soon.tm. The forum moderators are looking for new moderators, but we can't expect to know who is selected for a couple of weeks. The team is plodding along nicely, though a couple of holes have been noticed. While there isn't an immediate need for more members, some new applicants will be picked eventually.
Villain applications were altered last week, and this week we have more information on this. The process has been incredibly simplified and shortened. Now, only essentials are present on the application to ensure a proper in-character basis of the villain. Information collected from the server applications was released by RIA, revealing that half the applicants to join the server are from recommendations from friends. The statistics then show that of the other influence were Minecraftforums at 20%, YouTube claiming that just 11%, while Google supplied only a few more players than Reddit. Out of 416 player applications this month, Anthos has whitelisted 181 of them.
The media team's overhaul has begun. Some inactivity has been rewarded with a firm boot to the bottom. However, the team hasn't taken a moment to reassess itself before mass recruiting. Expect better quality, increased regularity, and some new ongoing productions. If you keep your eyes on the Lord of the Craft broadcasting channel page in news and updates, you can expect to see some of the larger projects we are working on.
The event team congratulates a whopping 7 new members in the joining of their ranks. It had been alluded to for a while, and this week we saw some new faces finding their places on the ET. Monkey Coffee, Justuma, Aislinn, Icy Musigo, Fiend, Calamite, and Senda are now all wearing the ET tag for better or for worse.
With this, many new members, Viper is anticipating many more events to come all across Anthos.
It was a slow news week in Anthos, if you aren't counting the numerous attacks from the Black Scourge. Malinor suffered from its usual daily deliveries of heads until recently the first sacrifice was offered of one of the elf in an attempt to hold back the antagonist. The princedom had been backed into a corner long enough that it seemed that the elven citizens are at risk of being offered by their own authorities to be killed, tortured, or worse. This comes following an attack on Lenial that earlier in the week one of the reporters took great risk to interview one of the assailants. Here's their report.
The purpose of our attack was to bring harm upon the Delvers. They had angered our group many times before, and the elves in general are insolent. They have ignored our warnings over and over and over, and so it was time that we finally paid them back for what they've done. An elven-headed age just wasn't cutting it, so we decided to up the scale. The first part of our plan began when we attacked Lenial in the middle of the night. Our forces had snuck in from all directions. Our first attack involved burning down the house of a dark elf. As soon as he saw his house was on fire, he ran outside. It was wonderful seeing him run away from us and beg for mercy when we finally caught up to him, but we just killed him. It was easy. The fire had spread in the town. And as house after house burned, most people that were in their homes or shops ran outside. They thought they could help or put the flames, but what they didn't expect was for there to be us outside waiting for them. Our corrupted golem was doing most of the work. He ended up killing a dwarf, 2 elves, and a human in the square, who thought that they could put out the fires. We were about to leave, and we were about to go back to the Delvers, but High Princess Titania, whom I could easily recognize, came over. By the time she pulled out her bow and was knocking an arrow, there were at least 3 or 4 of us attacking her, and she had no chance. She was easily killed. It was wonderful to see the High Princess herself finally pay for what she had done. She had let her citizens of Malinor die every day when we would come to collect an elven head instead of giving us our offering every week like we had asked. While the Delvers and the citizens of Malinor arrived at the scene of Lennial trying to help put out the fires, by that time we were gone. We had already gotten over to the Delverins and we were preparing to attack there. The battle there involved lots of fire from arrows and crossbows. There was some magic as well, but the Delvers for the most part took cover behind the battlements and up on their towers. In the end, there were so many piles and piles of dead on both sides. Unfortunately, we had suffered many casualties, and our numbers weren't as big as they could have been. The Delvers were winning in the end, and so my brothers and sisters decided that we were going to flee and come back at a later date. We're not a force that could just be joked about. We're not something that should just be shrugged off.
The massacre at Lennial was followed by an attack at Grongston, proving that the Black Scourge aren't too picky about who they antagonize. The threats across Anthos continue to grow, proving that the servants of Setharin aren't going to be easily defeated.
Throw on some PJs and grab your pillow. The Mage College is holding a slumber party. If you're a friend of the mages or just love parties where it's socially acceptable to wear pajamas, then head towards their tower in the Dwarven lands later today.
Official Angry Daemon law was finally released, bringing so much needed clarification on the celestial bodies of LOTC. This means people creating lore based on angels or daemons have some canon lore to base their proposals around. A suggestion of the physical drawbacks of becoming adept in magic followed posted, and backed by the MAT.
Feedback in the community concerning Nexus PvP combat arises once more as people rush for its removal. Surprisingly, there have been mentions of Minecraft combat requiring skill, while the plugin does not. But overall, there is a vocal group within the community who are willing to voice their position on Nexus combat and voice it till they are blue in the face. However, as the implementation remains to near completion, a response shouldn't be expected anytime soon.
And talking about feedback, you couldn't miss the new community survey. Sparrow is back with another one and invites everyone to fill it out, so that the staff may have insight on what the community feels about the teams. There is only a few days left on it, so if you haven't filled it out, please do so. The staff team value the information gained from the surveys very highly, and is often the catalyst for an overhaul. So if you're yet to provide your feedback, please proceed to the survey at the link below.
And that's all we have this week, folks. Be sure to come back next Saturday for the next edition of the LOTC Report. My name's Ildude.
And Zurix, have fun in Anthos.